Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Factorio. I'm here today with the wonderful...
Colonel Failure.
Yeah, so what are we planning to do today?
Right. Well, I'm in the middle of reorganizing our research labs.
Okay.
Historically, we've had them all running in one row. If you want to trot over here, you'll see what
I'm just on the way as you were saying that.
Yeah. So historically, we've had them all in one row, and what I'm going to do is put them into banks of 10.
Okay.
Because the next thing that I'm trying to do, as I was at the end of the last episode, is set it so that we have a buffer of research flasks, so that we don't end up just making them endlessly. I mean, you know, this enormous chain of research flasks that are waiting to be used is not particularly efficient. So I want to kind of get away from that and hopefully get us to a position where we're not making things that we don't need, because that was what our original goal is, that we use up all the resources we pick out.
Definitely.
So let's live up to that a little and not make things we don't need.
Oh, okay. So you're going to cross this way.
I'm going to go both up and down.
Both up and down. Okay, yeah. That's ambitious.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be good, and it's going to involve excessive use of splitters.
Yeah, because we're going to need to get an extra belt in here, aren't we? We're going to need to get 2 belts up here.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
The good news being I have the belts standing by, but I'm probably going to look at this a couple of times, because I might stick a whole bunch of...
Do you want to put power cables in between the 2 rows of labs?
I think that's probably a lovely place for it to go.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt you there.
No, it's cool. Yeah, I mean, I think I think this is... I mean, firstly, it uses up a little bit less space, which I know isn't a concern.
No, one forward. No, you can't put them in the corner now.
Oh, well, I'll let them.
Yeah, I know.
Well, we're going to want the medium-sized... oh, God, what are they called? Power poles, pylons, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
Have I got any on me, so I can demonstrate? There we go. Because no, it's not going to work.
Not going to work in there?
No, it doesn't. If you hover over that, you'll see it. Yes, that will quite happily supply all of the
but it won't.
labs.
It won't supply the splitters. Not the splitters, the inserters. Yeah. No, to be honest, there's not much we can do about that.
No.
So we'll just have to use small ones at the front, unfortunately. Bit of a bummer.
And the small ones will power the labs anyway, so I'm going to put these back where they were.
Yeah, okay. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Well, our resources sort of seem to be alright, but that's because not any flasks are being produced at the moment.
Yeah, right. And, I mean, you know, we are going to need to overhaul if we're going to have much of a chance of handling blue flasks as well.
Oh, yeah, that's next on the agenda, isn't it?
Yep, totally. Not least of all, oil. You know, the oil setup does need to be glamorous and elegant at the same time.
So what are you thinking of changing in the sort of oil setup at the moment?
Well, it needs... what it doesn't have is capacity right now. You know, it's producing enough for... I mean, what are we making? Like one run of advanced circuits, and that's about it, isn't it?
Yeah, and batteries. We're producing batteries as well.
Okay. Which is, you know, that's a good place to start. But the output on all of those is going to need to be upped significantly.
Yeah.
So it would be nice... I mean... One thing that I have lusted after for my entire career playing Factorio is oil production, the oil processing rather, that actually looks good. Because, you know, as you can see, what we've got right now is a pretty standard oil refining facility where we've got tanks all over the place, pipes going willy-nilly here, there, and everywhere, and just kind of go, we'll stick another chemical factory in there, and hopefully that'll do it.
Well, how do you make it look good? I mean, it's a difficult challenge. That is
symmetry, my man. Symmetry.
Symmetry.
Yes. So, I mean, the first thing that we're definitely going to want is, I think we'll probably want 3 refineries going, and that's even when we can crack the oil into multiple parts. I think we're going to want 3 of those with with tanks galore all over the place, and then so many chemical plants that it will make your eyes water.
So many chemical plants. Wow. That's ambitious to say the least,
It
actually.
is. It is a long-term goal, but there you go.
Well,
Let's get on.
that's a good
Okay.
idea. What do you think about laser turrets? I think we should probably start making some of them pretty soon.
Well, what's our power capacity looking like?
That's a good question.
We're doing okay, actually. Yeah, yeah. Production, consumption are more or less all right.
But that's because we're basically not using any. We're not producing any materials at the moment.
We're producing iron like it's going out of fashion still. And the one thing that we would benefit from is actually stealing some of that iron so that we can have a chest load of it,
Yeah, that's a good idea.
because that's what we're always running out of. Right, I'm going to carry on working on these labs anyway.
Okay, I will get some iron to back us up for future times once when we don't have as much as we do now.
Yeah, cool.
Chest. Already got chests. Okay, that's fine. I'm still failing to see how you plan to make this glamorous, I must say.
I think the main resource you're going to need in order to make that work is space.
Yeah, well, totally.
So a nice big empty field that maybe previously was occupied by trees would probably do the job nicely.
Yeah. Well, I think it's doable. I just think it's going to be difficult. I mean,
Yes. Oh no, difficult, definitely.
okay, we do have 250 advanced circuits. So
Hey, that's nice.
what do we need for? Yeah, so we actually have, well, not all the requirements for the blue science packs, but we're getting there actually. We're
Yeah,
getting there.
we're in the right area.
Definitely.
It's just going to be a case of making sure that we can live up to that output once we start doing it.
So solar panels. Do you think we should sort of start
No,
going into
no,
solar panels?
I veto solar panels
You
completely.
you veto solar panels?
Yes, totally. I'm quite happy to get
Pollute the environment.
to pollute the environment, but more than that, I'm quite happy to have accumulators set up so that we can build a backlog of energy for when the laser turrets all kick off at the same time.
Well, do you want me to start producing accumulators then?
That might be fun.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll set up a little assembly plant and start building them.
Yeah. Okay.
Not too hard to do anyway. Good. Okay, that's good. Where do you think we should set them up? Any preference?
Somewhere where it's going to look neat.
Where's
There you
that?
go.
Where's that's a pretty
Take your
pretty.
pick. Well, we've got everywhere in between us and our oil wells. That's all kind of just vacant space waiting to be used and abused.
I think I think if we place them down there, then those two sort of alien nests or hives or whatever you want to call them might actually go for it. You called it BP. You called them the stations BP.
Yep.
Oh, that's quite creative.
Yes, so that, the majestic leap there into naming them after a real.
The funny thing is though, the oil isn't actually being produced at BP. It's being produced at Oily Stash.
Oh well, you see, coming from north of the border, you would know that. Oh yeah, yes, it is, isn't it? Yes, Oily Stash. Yes, I completely forgot about that. Yes, Oily Stash is where the oil is coming from.
Oh, that's a good one.
Well, when you start knocking down stations, you can come up with the names yourself. So I like to give them names that at least give you some indication of what they're for.
I thought that was a good station name. Honestly, I do. Okay, accumulators. They're gonna be set up soon. Awesome. There we go. Perfect. Now we just need more resources to stick in there. Beautiful. Okay, so so we'll start collecting accumulators, and then we will find somewhere to put them. I don't really want to put them very close by. I want to put them sort of far away. I think maybe. Yeah, I think out here would be a good place to do that. We'll do that soon.
We just want to make sure that we've got multiple power lines running out there
Yeah,
in case Johnny Biter decides to take out, one major pylon and shut the base down.
yeah, that would be less than ideal. Okay, iron. I'll start producing some laser turrets, and then we can, then I'll go out and build an accumulator farm over there, that's protected by the latest laser turret technology.
That sounds magnificent.
Yeah, I thought you'd think that. Um, you know, we might almost be out of copper,
In what sense?
in the sense that we only have 600 copper or 500 copper in our chests.
No, if you recall correctly, there's a reason for that.
Yeah, because we turned off the copper production.
Copper production only turns on when we have 100 or less.
Oh yeah, was it
In the
100?
chests.
Was it 100 or less?
Yep.
Ah, okay. So you've actually done the copper. Oh, wow. That's really good. Congratulations. That's
Yeah, so
that's
we've
quite a
got
step forward.
we've got 500 in the system at the moment. As soon as that drops down to 100 or less, then the copper mines will switch back on.
Okay, so if I take the remainder of copper out of that chest, then we should see.
Yeah, well, as long as you're stood in a plate, there you go.
Yeah,
See?
it works.
Straight
Wow.
straight into business.
Although that could be a little bit of a problem because there is going to be a slight delay in
Yes,
that copper being available.
there is. And at the moment, we've also got a backlog on the main belts of iron.
Yeah. Well,
So
yeah.
I'm just going to clear that a little.
Is it ideal that it all goes into one sorting mechanic?
It will do when I put the same mechanics in place for the iron that we've got in the copper.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Obviously, we won't have always production of iron or always production of copper.
Right.
Yeah. That's fair enough.
And the thing is that you might think, well, 100 isn't very much, but the good news on that front is that it will then continually produce copper up until you've built up 100 backlog again.
That could take ages, though. That could take.
It could, but it will it will do its job. So, I mean, it might mean that it never switches off, particularly when we're actually doing research and we're using flasks up.
Yeah.
It might never switch off, but that's fine. It doesn't matter that it doesn't switch off. The only thing that's important is that it's not just running permanently.
Yeah. But at the same time,
definitely.
that sort of that doesn't mean that the levels in our chest are completely accountable to the amount of copper that's being produced.
No,
If that makes sense.
no, totally. And what you'll find is that when the system switches off, you end up in a situation where actually you probably end up with 200-300 copper plate kind of still sailing through the system, because obviously some of it's still being processed when it switches off.
Yeah, exactly.
So the 100 in a chest is just it's an emergency cutoff valve, effectively.
Yeah. Oh well, that's interesting.
No, yeah, and yeah, I mean, the other thing that's well worth bearing in mind is this might be a completely horrible system that just doesn't work. I've never taken it further than kind of supplying maybe 2 research labs in the past. So running on 50, it may be that we need a larger buffer, but
Yeah.
we won't know unless we give it a spin.
Yeah. Oh well, that's news to me. That is news to me. I'm still working on this accumulator thing.
Okay.
That's my sort of mission.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the labs working so that I can then smarten them up. Because that's my plan. Is that what I'll do is I'll put a similar system in place for research flasks.
Yeah.
So if you recall the giant belt of research flasks, that's not what we want to see, because that's resources that we've spent that we really didn't need to.
How many research labs do we have out there? Because I've got another 10 or another 7 on me, should I say?
I've got 30 that are up.
Okay.
I mean, they're not all live, but they are placed.
Okay,
So if you wanted to build another 3 and stick them on the system as well, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'll bring them over to you um, right now. Well, do you want me to just put them in the chest and then you can sort of do as you want with them?
Yeah, okay.
I'll do that. That's 1 and that's 10. There you go. Is
Yeah.
this is this research area next to? No, it looks like we're a decent distance away from any aliens.
Well, the aliens are going to continue getting closer. I don't know if you can see it on your map or not, but that one up to the
Top left,
northwest
yeah.
there is looking pretty hectic.
Did we not put a turret up here? Yeah, we did. One
Yeah,
turret.
we've got one turret. That'll save us.
Definitely. But this is quite a nice amount of space out here, isn't it? Actually.
Yeah. Well, this originally was going to be where we were going to build all our circuits and the parts to furnish the laboratories.
Well, maybe it still will be. Maybe this is just a temporary area over here.
Yeah, it could be.
I mean, that's entirely possible. It's quite difficult in this game to make it like good looking. You know what I mean? Symmetry has always been a little bit of a challenge for me, especially if it's going to be functional as well.
I think it's a case of when you build in the first place, think with the future in mind. Think of how you're going to expand. Because if you build on I just need to have this kind of basis.
Yeah, well,
Then
that's not going to
you're
last.
no right. You're going to have a hard time making that work over the long period. Right. Let's do this.
Walls. I need walls as well. Okay, that's good. I'm almost ready to go and build this accumulator farm. Objects are being damaged. Okay, that's spitters, isn't it?
Yeah. That's down south where they're still giving us a nice warm welcome.
It's really that's just going to continue getting more and more of a problem.
And it's going to continue getting worse as well. I mean, once you've got lasers in there, that's going to help. I imagine we've possibly got at least one turret that's out of ammo by now.
Yeah. Probably, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go over here. There we go. Okay, so this is probably a horrendous episode to watch because I'm doing all the work in the nighttime. That's not ideal.
We're always going to catch the night cycle at some point. Just take some lights with you, so that
Yeah, I should have done that.
Show the folks at home exactly what you're doing.
I'll make a light specially, just to show them what's going on. Okay.
Just to demonstrate that you care.
Great. Okay, good. Okay, back to work, back to business. Let's get the walls out. So you said it needed to be a gap between the wall and the turret, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then that's just it.
I mean, the ideal is that we want two turrets. Hello, what's going on here? Oh, stuff's getting blown up.
You kidding? What? What's getting blown up?
The power plant's getting blown up.
Oh, crap.
Yeah.
Badly?
Yeah, we've lost 9 objects now. 10.
Oh, goodness. I'm on my way. On my way.
Yeah, me too. Okay, that's a mess.
How did they get in? How did they even get in?
Well, I imagine they've got a selection of routes to choose from.
Oh, I imagine they just probably bypassed the wall, which is non-existent.
Yes, went straight for the boilers. All right, okay. You get some walls and some turrets.
I have walls and turrets, actually.
All right, I'll dig up some trees.
Okay, that's awesome. And I'll also start placing down those turrets. So a gap between the wall. Okay, that's fine. That's doable. There.
And we're going to want to expand out from this anyway when we decide we need to tap this this iron.
Iron. Oh yeah, down there. Yeah. Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. Removing wood. That's this is quality entertainment that we're providing actually at the moment.
It's high octane stuff, isn't it?
Because nothing but the best from Kernel Failure and Orbit Potato, eh? Okay, walls. Should we just put the wall into the lake?
Right angle it up to the lake. Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. was wait, say that's probably only the walls I've got to spare at the moment.
Okay.
Okay. And is that enough turrets, or do we probably need more, won't we?
I would imagine so.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just
I mean,
place
we've kind of been on borrowed time a little bit. I mean, it's been a while now where we should have expected to be under attack.
Yeah, and we honestly haven't prepared that well for attack.
We haven't prepared at all
Yeah.
for attack.
Okay, that's great. Awesome.
Okay, right. They've all got juice.
Is
Now,
that-
given that we lost some of our juicy output, you're going to do something more extravagant there, aren't you?
I was going to, but then I realised that it doesn't stretch that far. So
Help so. It's all yours. We are now, however, topped out on production because obviously
there we go.
those bitey lads did a number on us.
Yeah, that was a little bit annoying.
All right. Okay. Well, I'll work on replacing that.
Okay. That, and then I'm gonna get there. That, and then this here.
Pipes.
So close, so close. Okay, we'll just do that and move this one across. Okay, yeah. How did they take out a lot of our power, or was it just what was that, a quarter, maybe a third?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, that's not too bad actually. It could have been a heck of a lot worse. They took out a pump as well, didn't they? That's
Yeah, I've got the
rather
pump back
annoying.
in place.
Construction robots. Do we even have any construction robots? I don't think we do we?
No, we don't. We aren't building robots yet.
Do you reckon that's something that we're going to want to explore?
Yes.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, construction robots are a godsend. Not least of all in situations like this where stuff's trashed,
Yeah.
and we want to get it replaced.
Yeah, they are pretty good. I think that'll probably do it for this episode, actually. We've been
What,
recording
in an
for-
episode where we've made virtually no progress whatsoever?
Well, isn't that every episode? I mean,
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
I mean, ladies and gentlemen, my name's been Open Potato. I've been accompanied by the wonderful
I'm jumping in. Colonel Failure.
Colonel Failure. Fantastic. Yeah, so if you like the video, then please remember to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.